India had about 881 million internet users at the end of March 2023. It is the second largest online market in the world after China. But there is a tangle of contradictions here. Despite having such a large user base, India's internet penetration is close to 50%. And after hitting the peak, the country's internet growth has been slowing down for a while. After registering a double-digit growth between 2016 to 2020, the internet growth slumped to about 4% in 2020 and 2022, and it grew only by 1.7% the first quarter 2023 against the same quarter last year. According to the Comscore data, the number of regular internet users in India has been stuck at 510 million since December last year. That is about 78% of the 650 million Indians who own smartphones. Even if it was about 100%, it would mean that half of the Indian population doesn't have internet connection. So clearly, a sizable population falls outside the realm of online education, online retail, and other services that the internet offers.
The smartphones have become progressively more expensive. And remember that not only are they becoming progressively expensive, but that they have become progressively expensive at a time when the people who now need to come on board are likely to be less wealthy, and they're probably with lower income, because one assumes that the slightly higher income people are a bit more resistant or a bit more uh, able to absorb the price rise. So here we are talking about people who already were daunted by the price of internet access, the price of smartphones, who now are even more daunted because the prices are going up.
Smartphone prices at the entry level for 4G are still at a range where it is not easy for people to afford. Cost of these mobiles are slightly higher for the mass to buy. Majority of the Indians or the real Bharat is lives in the villages, and the majority of the people are still living uh, at a GDP where they will not be able to afford a high cost mobile. Even today, there are around 200 million people who still use feature phones. Okay, that feature phone is not using the internet.
According to the International Data Corporation or IDC, India's smartphone market has been declining and the sales are back to the 2019 levels. In the first half of 2023, 64 million smartphones were shipped, but it is 10% less compared to the sales in the same period last year. Leading smartphone manufacturers like Samsung, Realme, Xiaomi, and Oppo saw their year-on-year unit sales declining. But Apple, Vivo, and OnePlus saw their sales increasing in the first half of 2023. Experts have pointed out several reasons for the shrinking sales of smartphones in India. First of all, the low-end smartphone prices have increased after the pandemic due to the subsequent chip shortage. Smartphone manufacturers diverted most of the chip capacity to higher-end smartphones as they provide better margin. Also, the switch from the feature phone to smartphones has been very slow due to the widening price gap. Most feature phones cost 1200 rupees while the cheapest smartphone cost 5500 rupees. According to the global technology market research firm Counterpoint Research, 290 million people in India are still using the feature phones while 650 million have smartphones. Adding to that, India has been witnessing a robust growth of the second-hand smartphone market. Meanwhile, due to higher prices of devices and data, only 35 million Indians upgraded from feature to smartphones in 2022, compared to 60 million every year before COVID struck.
Even after 5G, we have seen there has been very little focus on sub 10, sub 12K segment as well. Okay. So gradually what we are seeing, the availability of handsets in the entry level or the base level is declining. Okay. And there are obviously business pressures on smartphone industry as well. because the market is not expanding. There is no expansion in terms of people buying new get new smartphones getting into the base, which means all smartphone vendors have to focus on the existing replacement and upgrade market.
So clearly, the rising cost of smartphones, a rising subscription cost, and rural slowdown are some of the reasons due to which internet growth has plateaued. Without addressing it, we cannot increase internet penetration.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's moving from employee to employer. Business Standard.